From a slowed down tempo to beloved characters becoming barely recognizable, here's why Blue Bloods fans think the show should end because of this episode. Blue Bloods has been a part of the TV landscape for ages now, and it has a ton of devoted fans who would all say their blood runs blue. It's a police procedural that brings in lots of family drama. Blue Bloods has been a ratings juggernaut for CBS for 13 seasons. Seeing a law enforcement family fight crime on the streets of New York and then squabble with each other at home was a winning combination, and the acting and writing have created great characters that fans feel deeply connected to. Well, that is until recently. Yeah, this last season has had fans complaining, even wondering if it's time to say goodbye to the Reagan family. On the Blue Bloods subreddit, one user wrote, "I'm not sure what's been going on with the writing, but something isn't clicking. I used to watch new episodes immediately, but lately I'm finding that the show is no longer at the top of my viewing list." And that sentiment's been echoed a lot on social media. 13 seasons is a long run for any show. Could it just be that all good things come to an end? Maybe, but there are some other problems, made super clear in the most recent episode. Let's take a look. First off, the last episode aired before a hiatus for March Madness, Close to Home, was definitely a slower paced one, and that kind of seems to be the way things are going in general. A huge part of this recent episode was Cop Danny, played by Donnie Wahlberg, and Texas Ranger Waylon Gates, played by Lyle Lovett, just talking about westerns. While they were transporting a drug cartel boss across state lines all the way to New York, the pair had plenty of time to rhapsodize about cowboys in a way that didn't move the plot forward or show us anything we hadn't already seen from either character. Then when there was action, it was difficult to see. Now, you're not going to go the way of Game of Thrones on me and become so dark that I can't even tell what's going on, are you, Blue Bloods? I'm all good with shows going dark in subject matter and tone, but when you take it literally and make something viewers can't even see, it's going to be hard for us to stay invested. Over on TV Fanatic, writer Jack Ory wrote, "The fight scenes were dark, and it was hard to tell what was happening. I didn't understand what happened when Danny pulled the car over and informed Rodriguez that he knew the cartel was following them. Did they lose the cartel? And did they switch Rodriguez into another car? It seems like it, but I wasn't entirely sure." Later, a shootout in the episode was similarly unclear. So we have less action, and when it does happen, we can't even tell what's going on. It seems in general that things on the show just make less sense. The episode Close to Home saw Eddie partner with Cora Felton, played by Gabby Beans, to solve a drug dealer's murder. Cora and Eddie have had tension in the past, from when Cora accused Eddie of revealing her pregnancy, but that didn't seem to factor into their teaming up at all. Did it even happen? It's like the writers are playing fast and loose with repercussions, consequences to any actions, or even human behavior. Similarly in this episode, Tom Selleck's Frank denies his son Jamie permission to work undercover, and then simply changes his mind for no reason. We can make our guesses, but we don't see why Frank has a change of heart, or why it matters to either of them if he does. There's been a lack of both consistency and thoughtful storytelling, and that's an action that has serious consequences.
The highlights.
Lowest firearms discharges since we started keeping record in 1971.
Good.
Which you'll lead with at the presser tomorrow morning.
Okay. My detail ready?
Still, all shows have peaks and valleys. Sometimes it makes sense to slow it down. Action sequences are challenging and expensive, and they're not all going to be perfect. Plot points get forgotten in a lengthy run like this show has. I'm totally with you, and all that would be disappointing, but wouldn't make me question the show's future. When you start compromising your characters, though, then we have problems. What's most discouraging about recent episodes has been the treatment of some of the characters, especially everyone's former favorite couple, Jamie and Eddie. It was a joy to watch these two characters fall in love despite their differences. Jamie Reagan, played by Will Estes, is part of a policing family, and as Eddie says, a complete Boy Scout. He's methodical, even-tempered, the complete opposite of the feisty, defiant officer Eddie Jenko Reagan, played by Vanessa Ray. But they more than overcame their differences. They made each other better, which is partly why Jamie stayed police partners with Eddie, when he really wanted to be romantic partners with her. It was so sweet after a long, slow burn. An endless will they or won't they situation, Eddie and Jamie finally got together, and even tied the knot in season 9. But sadly, it was all downhill from there. For one, Jamie seems to have disappeared. He started the season being shot, and yeah, that would put a damper on anyone's energy levels. But but it almost seems that he's become too even-tempered, too dispassionate. Redditor Cute Bald Chick nails how these characters can be difficult to write for, and to watch by comparing Jamie with his cop brother Danny. Danny goes on his cop instinct and years of service, while Jamie goes by the book. Guys like that aren't exciting. What makes Jamie a more trustworthy and dependable cop makes him a bit less interesting as a character, but this used to be balanced by seeing Jamie in both professional and personal situations. We loved him because he loved his family, and Eddie and small glimpses of who he was without a badge came through. Now all Jamie is a cop.
Hat, officer?
No, Sergeant.
Then cover it now. Get that hair off your collar. And lose the red nail polish. This isn't the junior prom.
He barely seems to interact with his wife at all anymore. Another Redditor wrote, "There's only cop stuff now. That's the problem. Need more family personal drama." But at the same time, Jamie's family is Eddie. And Eddie, well, she's just not the same. Eddie's flaws have started to make her seem immature. Redditor Mystic Wonder writes, "Yeah, I don't know what the writers are doing. Eddie used to be a very loved character, but after she married Jamie, she got kind of annoying, and it got super bad this season. This season we've seen her try to be a matchmaker against everyone's wishes, get angry at Jamie for switching to another precinct, and even lash out at the captain. A totally unprofessional move." Mystic Wonder added, "The fact that she can't listen to her boss and immediately goes to Jamie to fix her issues really annoys me. She was a capable cop with lots of flaws."
I'm his wife.
Don't worry. Why don't you have a seat? We're taking
No,
care of
no, where is he?
It's okay.
Where is he?
This is my brother's stuff. Let me take that. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Jamie!
But now she's just a hothead who seems terrible at her job. On the other hand, one Reddit user has another take, writing, "She hasn't become the worst. She already was since her first season. Ouch."
None of the partners have had at least as much time on the job as me.
Oh. Should I come back in a few years?
I'll let you know after our tour.
All units, 1013 from the officer.
Does all this mean it's time for the Reagans to turn in their badges? Well, the show's still a hit. According to Deadline, it's the 4th most watched show on broadcast television, averaging about 9 million viewers a week, an incredible feat, almost unheard of in the age of streaming and niche audiences. As of right now, the show hasn't been renewed or canceled yet, which seems a little odd. Fans might clamor that the show should end, but could this be a case of be careful what you wish for? And if season 13 isn't the end, could it be right around the corner? One thing's for sure, Blue Bloods fans are outspoken. They'll let the creators know exactly what they think, and when they're going off track, we'll just have to wait and see if anyone's listening. So there you go.
I think, it started with a great script. I think it always starts with a great story. And then, it sort of clicked from the beginning. One of the first scenes that we shot.
From too little action to a change in characters. That's why Blue Bloods fans think the show should end because of this episode.